All right. Morning, everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Daily High with only one host once again, Tone Vase. Matt is having too much fun in the evenings over in Bali, where their new office is. I'm sure he's been posting about it on Twitter. Hopefully he'll be back tomorrow night for him. Tomorrow morning for me. I am off to Panama tomorrow. And later today, I might stream on the Tone Vase YouTube channel some geopolitics. In the meantime, we are having a very good day. We had a good day yesterday. Let's go and review the markets. Let's go to the high-end charts, the high-level charts here with the weekly chart. We are having a good day, but the good day doesn't seem to be changing anything, right? The weekly candle is still on the downtrend in both trend that is visible and the MRI count. It is still on a -3. Now it's going to be challenging to get a -4, a red 4, because we would have to be trading lower than the close of the week of July 29th. And that close comes in at 58,150. Actually, it's not unreasonable for us to be lower than that number by the end of next week. Remember, this is only Tuesday. We're still 10 days away. So we really need to solidify a green star candle here. I know that not every green star candle leads to new all-time highs. The last two green star candles they didn't really mark the top. I mean, the price did go higher either the week after, like in the case of the last green star candle, or the price went slightly higher 2 weeks after. Slightly higher, about the same. About the same. So it's not like you're entering at the very top of that candle and immediately you start going down. You do trade break even for quite a while, at least 5 to 7 days before the market turns on you. So I understand that the last two green star candles were not that impressive, but the green star candle prior to that did well. The one prior to that did well. The one prior to that did well. And the one prior to that is it still did kind of well. I mean, obviously, if you're entering at the end of the green star candle, you still got decent gains. You still went up and made a high like 4 weeks later for 10% and $3,000. I know it's nothing, spectacular, but at least it wasn't a losing trade. And the one before that, same thing. Obviously, if you're entering at the end of the green star candle, your gain is pretty limited to just a little over $3,000 versus in the beginning of the candle where your gain is suddenly $7,000, slightly more than double. But you want that green star candle, and of course this was the big FTX disaster. And even in this case, you did get some gains, so you could have easily set a break-even stop loss. Look, you enter trades, you set break-even stop losses on these short trades, and that's how you kind of stay alive in this game. So without that green star candle, there's no way I can be bullish on the weekly scale. So we move on to the allocation chart. Now, the allocation chart doesn't use the MRI. It's not even turned on, actually. And it uses moving averages. It uses the Consensio model, and we have no moving average crossovers. We have the two, the more important two moving averages both declining, and the price is below both of them. So we have very little to go on here. So even the allocation chart still needs Bitcoin to get above both of these moving averages and get at least one crossover. So I'm still waiting for Bitcoin to get into that $64,000 range before I act on my cash position. So what about the daily chart? Now the daily chart is giving us that green star candle, but we got rejected once again by the 50-period moving average. And we've seen this movie before. Bitcoin's been rejected by this 50-period moving average. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now this morning 5 times in about 10 to 12 days. So I mean, forgive me for being a little skeptical here. I like the green star candle, but even on the daily scale, I just don't have enough. I don't have enough uh, conviction to go long here, even on a daily chart. At the very least, I need a sustained close above the 50-period moving average, and I'm probably going to want a sustained close above the 128-day moving average, and hell, this is the 200-period moving average right here, the top of the wave. So we're not even above that yet either, which was also a rejection point. So either way, I'm waiting for 64,000, even on a daily chart. Even on an awesome day like yesterday when I was doing this video, I was really concerned about consolidating between 56 and 58. But we're still not consolidating in the upper range. So at this point, I'm going to move this over because it's kind of hindsight. I really need this consolidation to take place between these averages in order to really be bullish here. And as long as it's staying in here, as long as it's in the blue zone, this is where I just didn't want to draw it too much yesterday. As long as we're in this zone, I can keep going all day, right? I'm just gonna do this. And I'm gonna make this blue. And I wish I could kind of add one more to this. I'll just add a regular arrow. Like that, and I'll just make it thicker. Nope, too thick. There we go. So these are your paths, and I know this has an arrow in it, but the arrow doesn't really mean much. So in the long run, it is bullish. So we have something like this going on. So we really need Bitcoin to start pushing up on the final level of support, not sitting here breaking the first level of, sorry, the final level. It needs to be pushing up on the final level of resistance instead of barely squeaking by the first level of resistance. Those are two completely different situations. Someone is asking, why not coming back to Miami? I was just in Miami. I'm not sure. Probably it was hot as hell. Miami in August is terrible. I'll come back after, like, I don't know, late September or something. Okay, here's the hourly chart. It's nice that the hourly chart broke out, but all it did was break out of its consolidation in the same way it broke down in its consolidation, and it just came back into consolidation. We topped on a 1-hour MRI top, and we're still not even able to break this downward trend here. Like, you gotta give us something. It looks nice. It looks cool that we moved from 58,000 up to 61,000. Oh, 56,000. Wow. August 15th, just a few days ago, we're sitting at 56. 2 days ago, yesterday, we're sitting at 58. We just moved from 58 to 61. And so far, it actually means nothing. It really does mean nothing. If you want this to mean something, we need a sustained close. A sustained close. Do you guys understand what I mean by sustained close? We need a sustained close above the prior swing high. A sustained close is something like this. You have two examples right here. Where's my copy thing? Right here. This is a sustained close. right here. That's a sustained close. This. I need this. Or here's another sustained close. Actually, let me escape. Let me get one more candle. This is another sustained close. Right here. These are your examples of a sustained close. This, what's happening the last, say, 12 hours, and what happened in like a 20-hour period on August 14th. Things like this. But I need them above the recent swing high, which took place on August 8th. So these are your two examples of a sustained close. Okay? This was a sustained close above this high the day before, but it didn't even get to the high, the prior high. It didn't even get to, the best fit line of that prior high. It broke it by a half an hour. Right, so this is what I need. If I see this, I'm going to be a lot more optimistic. All right, guys, please like, subscribe, share. Trying to get more followers for the Financial Summit. Yeah, here is the cycle paths. I had this, within the prior cycle, but you don't need that anymore. So the last cycle is the purple. Purple is the last cycle. The green is the one before that. The blue is the one before that. They're labeled. They're just labeled over here. Should probably label it here. Let me do this. This way people can kind of see it better. Which cycle is which. Because I'm not showing the end of the cycle yet. And then this would be the green. Something like that. We are pretty low. We are underperforming all other cycles. Now, it is expected that we will be underperforming when it comes to the all-time high, because even by the lowest metric, this is pointing to a $400,000 price of Bitcoin within like a year. But it doesn't mean we have to be underperforming at all times. So I do think we will rally, and we should be able to cross. Well, from this point on, the green is the lowest point all throughout until we get to 2025. So I do think we're going to cross the green or the purple at some point. At some point. I really hope we don't, get to these lows, because these lows are saying that the low is going to be about 110,000. It would be nice if we're breaking the low. You know what? I'd be happy if we never make it to 400,000, but on the flip side, we never go under this area. So we never make it above 400,000, but we also never make it lower than, say, 150 on the way down. So we top at about $250,000, and we only bottom at like 150. That'd be better. Well, like I'll take that scenario over going to 500,000 and then going down to 73. I'd prefer not to have it. I'd prefer, less variance here. Oil, not much interesting going on. Gold. I believe gold is going to top this month. Gold is setting up for a perfect MRI top. You can see what the last MRI top did. The last MRI top was in April, and we did not sustainably break that high until July. So this was mid-April, and this was end of July. We broke it. So that's May, June, July, 3.5 months. So here you go, one more shot I think it'll be a top, and I think after that it would dramatically slow down. S&P 500 is relentless, absolutely relentless. The S&P 500 will be on an MRI top tomorrow, so I think the S&P is also going to slow down. This is almost unprecedented. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 consecutive green days, and tomorrow is likely to be a 10th. This is very, very rare. There's usually a down candle. Like there's usually one red day somewhere in between, but this thing is just absolutely relentless. So the weekly chart gave us a green star candle, and we should be breaking the all-time high sometime next month. Someone is saying Japan carry trade issues are back. Doesn't look like it to me from the S&P 500. Sure as hell does not. Maybe a problem for Japan. I'm going to probably keep this chart up until the Fed meeting, even though that's still like 3 weeks away. I want to see what the interest rates are telling us. If I see the interest rates go below the swing lows, I will absolutely be convinced that the Fed is going to lower the rate. And here we have NVIDIA. NVIDIA had a monster day yesterday. And as I stated yesterday, NVIDIA will probably be topping along with the S&P 500 as well. Let's see how Tesla is doing. Tesla also continues to rise. The stock market is doing great. I'm sure Amazon is doing good. Let's see how MicroStrategy is doing. MicroStrategy could be the sleeper here. It is still way below its highs. And when Bitcoin eventually breaks out, I can easily see MicroStrategy going to, 200, 250, and beyond. So I think MicroStrategy could be a very good play. And since I almost called MicroStrategy Microsoft, let's look at Microsoft. Microsoft's a lagger here as well. Wow. And Meta's a leader. So look at that. Friday is the Jackson Hole Symposium. Okay, I should probably listen to that. Huh. Fake meat. I don't know. How is fake meat doing? How's DraftKings doing? Whoa, DraftKings crashed again. Interesting. I mean, football season is starting, so I would expect DraftKings to do well here, coming right off an MRI buy on the daily. And possibly the weekly. No, I missed the weekly MRI. Robinhood, one of my most hated stocks. Hopefully it's down. Not enough. And where's fake meat? I hope Rumble is doing well. Unfortunately, they're not. And finally, here's fake meat. And it's behaving like a shitcoin. Speaking of shitcoins, I am curious. I have not looked at shitcoins in a while. Let's look at the king of shitcoins, Ethereum. Ethereum was on an MRI weekly buy. It has now made a new low. It is on extension C. Ethereum is on its last leg. If Ethereum does not reverse next month, if Ethereum makes a new low next month, it is time to move this arrow over because I think we can almost start to put a fork into Ethereum. I'll leave that arrow. It's coming off the MRI buy there. This is a very ugly chart for Ethereum. And let's see if our prayers are going to be answered and just watch and laugh as it goes down. Litecoin on its path to my 80% drop prediction. I made this prediction the day of the halving. I was 99% confident it would reach the 80% threshold before the next halving. And the next halving is still like 3 years away. So we got plenty of time to make up the final 15% or so. And the only shitcoin that is still bullish on a TA perspective is Solana. And let's see how long that lasts. I'm hoping that this turns into something meaningful. Beautiful trend line. Let's hope it continues into infinity. And then the world will be in a good place. All right. That's it for me. No more shitcoining. On the ETF front, we have bullish purchases coming on Monday. So that's a good sign. I updated my spreadsheet. You can see how so far the month of August has not been a good month. The last week was a break-even week. Let's see if this is a bullish week, and we can close the month of August in the green with bullish ETF purchases. You know, considering how so far August has been the worst month for ETF purchases, and the only other bearish month was April, when we swing to the monthly chart, we can see April is this big red candle right here. And so far, August is recovering. It is a red star candle. But if we rally the rest of August and close August in the $63,000 range, the red star is going to go away. In fact, the red star should already go away. I think I need to I think there's a little tiny bug in the code in red stars. Or maybe it's waiting till the end of the candle. We'll see. But yeah, this red star is I'm expecting this red star to go away. So if this can end up as a borderline green candle, but either way, the tone-based volume is already bullish and green, the CMF is looking great on the monthly scale. The MACD is still strong. The RSI is still strong. And the Fisher distance from EMA is not that strong, but that's not my indicator, so I don't use it as much. All right. And on this note, I'm going to call it a day. Please like, subscribe, share. Check out the in-person Financial Summit website right here. And hopefully see a lot of you in Maldives. Thank you all for watching, guys. And I will see you all on the next one. Hopefully with Matt McGregor. Bye, guys.